For eons, the galaxy had been ruled by a mighty alliance of alien civilizations who believed humanity had long since been relegated to the annals of history. Their arrogance and complacency blinded them to the enduring resilience of the human spirit. In the outer reaches of known space, the last remnants of humanity had managed to eke out an existence, a mere shadow of their once glorious civilization. Scattered across remote outposts and desolate colony worlds, these hardy survivors clung to the hope that one day they would rise again. Among them was Aaron, a young engineer whose thirst for vengeance burned as brightly as the stars that dotted the night sky. As a child, he had witnessed the brutal subjugation of his homeworld, the invading alien forces ruthlessly crushing the human resistance. Now, with a keen mind and an unwavering determination, he dedicated himself to rebuilding humanity's lost technological prowess. Aaron spent countless sleepless nights poring over ancient schematics and decaying data logs, piecing together the fragments of a forgotten legacy. His colleagues, once despairing, began to share in his vision, their own dormant ambitions awakening as they recognized the glimmer of hope that Aaron had ignited. Slowly but surely, a plan began to take shape, a daring gambit to reclaim humanity's rightful place in the galaxy. Aaron and his team secretly established a series of clandestine research outposts where they could work uninterrupted, free from the watchful eyes of their alien overlords. The breakthrough came when they stumbled upon the remnants of an ancient alien technology, a relic that had eluded the notice of the ruling alliance. With painstaking effort, they reverse-engineered the device, unlocking the key to interstellar travel and a level of weapon sophistication that far surpassed anything the aliens had ever encountered. Word of their success spread like wildfire through the disparate human colonies, galvanizing the survivors into action. Aaron's team became the nucleus around which a burgeoning resistance movement coalesced, as scattered groups of rebels united under a common banner, the restoration of humanity's glory. In the shadows, they worked tirelessly, constructing a formidable fleet of sleek, advanced warships, their hulls bristling with state-of-the-art armaments. The aliens, lulled into a false sense of security by the apparent absence of any human threat, remained blissfully unaware of the gathering storm. Then, one fateful day, Aaron stood before his assembled comrades, his eyes blazing with purpose. "The time has come," he declared, his voice cutting through the hushed silence. "We will strike back against our oppressors and reclaim what is rightfully ours. They may have thought us extinct, but soon they will know the true might of humanity." A deafening cheer erupted from the gathered rebels, their spirits soaring with a newfound sense of purpose. Aaron's words had ignited a fire within them, a burning desire for vengeance and the restoration of their long-lost legacy. As the human fleet prepared to embark on its audacious mission, Aaron could feel the weight of history upon his shoulders. This was humanity's moment, its last best chance to rise from the ashes and assert its rightful place in the galactic order. The stakes had never been higher, and the fate of their species hung in the balance. With a deep breath, Aaron gave the order, and the human warships surged forth, cutting a path through the void of space, their sights set on the unsuspecting alien worlds that had once subjugated their kind. The time for reckoning had arrived, and the galaxy would tremble at the sight of humanity's triumphant return. As the human fleet surged forth, Aaron's heart raced with a mixture of trepidation and determination. For so long, they had been relegated to the shadows, their very existence a mere footnote in the chronicles of the galaxy. But now the time had come to reclaim their rightful place. Aaron stood on the bridge of the flagship, his eyes fixed on the vast, star-studded expanse before them. The sleek, powerful vessels under his command represented the culmination of years of painstaking work, of endless nights spent poring over ancient schematics and salvaging the remnants of a lost technological legacy. "All ships, prepare for FTL jump," he commanded, his voice calm and resolute. "We will strike at the heart of the alien alliance and show them the true might of humanity." The crew responded with a chorus of affirmations, their fingers dancing across the holographic consoles as they made the final preparations. Aaron could feel the tension in the air, the collective anticipation of a moment that would forever shape the course of their species. As the countdown began, Aaron allowed himself a moment of reflection. He thought of the countless lives that had been lost, the dreams and aspirations that had been cruelly extinguished by the alien invaders. But now the scales were about to be balanced, and humanity would emerge from the shadows to reclaim its rightful place in the cosmos. Jump in 3, 2, 1, mark. The human fleet vanished in a blinding flash of light, their FTL drives propelling them towards their target with mind-bending speed. Aaron gripped the edge of the holographic display, his knuckles turning white with the intensity of his grip. This was the moment of truth, the culmination of everything they had worked for. As the fleet materialized in the heart of the alien alliance, Aaron's eyes widened in shock. The sheer scale of the alien armada arrayed before them was staggering, their ships numbering in the thousands, their firepower seemingly beyond comprehension. All ships began evasive maneuvers. Aaron barked, his voice betraying a hint of uncertainty. Weapons teams, stand by to engage on my mark. The human vessels darted and weaved, their advanced propulsion systems giving them a decisive edge in maneuverability. But the alien forces were relentless, their massive ships raining down a withering barrage of energy beams and missile salvos. Aaron gritted his teeth, his mind racing as he calculated his next move. They had come too far to be turned back now. Humanity's destiny hung in the balance, and he would not allow their sacrifices to be in vain. All ships, commence the attack, he roared, his command echoing through the fleet. Show them the fury of humanity. The human vessels surged forward, their powerful weapon systems unleashing a devastating hail of plasma blasts and guided missiles. The alien armada, caught off guard by the unexpected ferocity of the human onslaught, began to crumble under the relentless barrage. Aaron watched with a mixture of awe and grim determination as the human fleet carved a path through the alien forces, their superior tactics and technology proving to be the decisive factors. The once mighty alien alliance was being pushed to the brink of collapse, and humanity had finally reclaimed its place among the stars. The human fleet's devastating assault on the heart of the alien alliance sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. Aaron stood on the bridge of the flagship, his eyes narrowed with focus as he surveyed the unfolding battle. The alien ships, once so confident in their technological superiority, were now in a desperate struggle to fend off the relentless human onslaught. Their once formidable defenses crumbled under the relentless barrage of plasma blasts and precision-guided missiles. Aaron allowed himself a rare moment of satisfaction. This was not just a victory for his crew, but a momentous triumph for all of humanity. The long-held belief that their species had been consigned to the annals of history had been shattered, and the galaxy would now bear witness to their triumphant return. Continue the assault, Aaron commanded, his voice unwavering. Leave no enemy ship intact. We must break their will to fight and seize control of the Alliance's central command. The human vessels surged forward, their powerful engines propelling them with unparalleled speed and agility. Aaron's strategies had been honed to perfection, each move calculated to capitalize on the aliens' weaknesses and expose the vulnerabilities in their defensive formations. As the battle raged on, the once mighty alien armada began to crumble, its ships falling one by one under the merciless human onslaught. Aaron watched with grim satisfaction as the enemy's capital ships, the symbols of their dominance, were reduced to drifting wrecks, their crews either dead or surrendering. But even as the human forces pressed their advantage, Aaron knew that the true test was yet to come. The Alien Alliance's command and control center, a heavily fortified bastion deep within their territory, would be a formidable obstacle to overcome. Prepare a strike team for a covert infiltration mission, Aaron ordered, his gaze fixed on the holographic display that now showed the coordinates of the enemy's command center. We must disable their communications and command systems if we are to seize control of the Alliance's forces. The human crew sprang into action, assembling a team of the fleet's most skilled and experienced operatives. Aaron knew that success would hinge on their ability to penetrate the heart of the alien stronghold and cripple its defenses from within. As the strike team prepared to embark on their daring mission, Aaron couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and the consequences of failure were unthinkable. But he also knew that they had come too far to be turned back now. With a resolute nod, Aaron gave the order, and the strike team launched their assault, their stealth-enhanced craft slipping past the enemy's perimeter defenses and disappearing into the shadows of the alien command center. The final showdown was about to begin, and Aaron would ensure that humanity emerged victorious, no matter the cost. The human strike team infiltrated the heart of the Alien Alliance's command center, their movements swift and silent as they navigated the labyrinthine corridors. Aaron watched from the bridge of the flagship, his fingers gripping the edge of the holographic display as he monitored their progress. Seconds ticked by like hours as the strike team stealthily made their way towards the central control hub, their goal to disable the Alien Alliance's communications and command systems. Aaron knew that success in this mission would be the key to seizing control of the enemy's vast military forces and turning the tide of the battle. Status report, Aaron demanded, his eyes fixed on the feed from the strike team's sensors. "We've reached the main control room, sir," came the hushed reply. "Engaging enemy forces now." Aaron tensed as the sound of plasma fire erupted from the display, the battle raging within the alien stronghold. He knew the stakes were high. One wrong move could cost them everything. Suddenly, a message flashed across the screen, the words sending a chill down Aaron's spine. "We've been compromised. Requesting immediate extraction." Aaron's heart pounded as he processed the implications. The strike team had been discovered, and now they were fighting for their lives against a relentless alien onslaught. "Launch the extraction teams," he ordered, his voice betraying a hint of desperation. "We can't afford to lose them. Move, move, move." The human fleet sprang into action, their powerful engines roaring to life as the extraction ships raced towards the beleaguered strike team. Aaron watched with bated breath, his mind racing with contingency plans, knowing that the fate of the entire operation now hung in the balance. The battle within the alien command center raged on, the strike team's desperate cries echoing through the communication channel. Aaron clenched his jaw, his knuckles white as he gripped the holographic display, willing the extraction teams to reach their comrades in time. Suddenly, a series of explosions rocked the alien command center, and the communication feed went dark. Aaron's breath caught in his throat, his heart sinking with the realization that the strike team might have been lost. But then, a flicker of movement on the display. The extraction ships were emerging from the chaos, their cargo bays filled with the exhausted but triumphant members of the strike team. Aaron let out a deep breath, a surge of relief washing over him. The mission had been a success, and the human fleet now had a critical foothold within the heart of the Alien Alliance's command structure. "Bring them home," Aaron commanded, his voice tinged with pride, "and prepare the fleet for the final assault. We will strike at the enemy's very core and shatter their will to resist." The human vessels surged forward, their sights set on the crumbling defenses of the Alien Alliance's central command. The battle was far from over, but Aaron knew that humanity's long-awaited moment of triumph was finally within their grasp. The human strike team's daring infiltration of the Alien Alliance's command center had dealt a devastating blow to the enemy's defenses. As the exhausted operatives were safely extracted, Aaron turned his attention to the next phase of the operation, the final assault on the heart of the alien empire. The human fleet, emboldened by their earlier victories, surged forward with renewed determination. Aaron stood on the bridge of the flagship, his eyes fixed on the holographic display as his officers relayed the latest intel from the strike team. "The alien command and control systems are in disarray," one of his lieutenants reported. "Our operatives managed to disrupt their communications and corrupt their central database before making their escape." Aaron nodded, a slight smile tugging at the corners of his lips. "Excellent work. Now, it's time to press our advantage. Order all ships to advance on the enemy's capital world. We'll hit them with everything we've got." The human vessels, their hulls gleaming with the scars of battle, accelerated towards the alien homeworld, their powerful engines propelling them with unrelenting speed. Aaron could feel the anticipation building among the crew, their spirits high after the string of victories that had brought them to this pivotal moment. As the human fleet drew closer, the sheer scale of the alien defenses became apparent. Massive orbital fortresses, their guns bristling with deadly firepower, stood guard over the planet below, while squadrons of enemy fighters darted and weaved, determined to hold back the human onslaught. Aaron's brow furrowed in concentration as he studied the tactical display, his mind racing with contingency plans. He knew that the final battle would be the most challenging yet, and the stakes had never been higher. "All ships, prepare for the final assault," he commanded, his voice amplified through the bridge's communication systems. Our time has come. Show these alien invaders the true might of humanity. The human fleet surged forward, their advanced weaponry unleashing a devastating barrage of plasma blasts and precision-guided missiles. The alien defenses, still reeling from the disruption of their command structure, struggled to mount an effective counterattack. Aaron watched with a mix of awe and grim determination as the human vessels carved a path through the enemy's formidable fortifications, their superior tactics and firepower proving to be the decisive factors. The alien fighters, once a source of dread, were systematically eliminated, their debris raining down upon the planet below. As the human fleet closed in on the alien capital, Aaron could feel the weight of history bearing down on him. This was the moment they had been fighting for, the culmination of centuries of struggle and sacrifice. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and he would not falter. All ships, target the enemy's primary command center, he ordered, his voice resolute. Let them know that we are the masters of our own destiny. The human fleet unleashed a devastating barrage, their weapons systems pounding the alien command center with relentless fury. Aaron watched as the fortified structure crumbled under the onslaught, its destruction signaling the beginning of the end for the once mighty alien alliance. As the smoke cleared, Aaron let out a long, steadying breath. The human fleet had achieved a decisive victory, and the galaxy would never be the same. But even as he savored this triumph, he knew that the true test was yet to come, the rebuilding of a shattered civilization and the forging of a new, human-led order in the cosmos. The human fleet's devastating assault on the alien capital had sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. As the news of the victory spread, survivors of humanity's once great civilization flocked to the cause, eager to reclaim their rightful place among the stars. Aaron stood on the bridge of the flagship, his eyes scanning the holographic displays as he received reports from across the scattered human outposts. The once despairing colonies had been transformed, their inhabitants filled with a newfound purpose and determination. The colonies are mobilizing, sir, one of his officers reported, her voice tinged with a mixture of awe and excitement. They're sending every able-bodied person and available resource to join our forces. Aaron nodded, a small smile tugging at the corners of his lips. Excellent. We'll need every asset we can muster to secure our victory. Have the fleet begin ferrying the reinforcements to the front lines. As the human ships darted back and forth, transporting the eager volunteers and vital supplies, Aaron turned his attention to the state of the alien alliance. The destruction of their central command had left the once mighty Confederation reeling, its grip on the galaxy rapidly slipping. What's the status of the enemy's forces? He asked, his gaze fixed on the holographic display. Disarray, sir, another officer responded, his fingers dancing across the console. Our strike on the capital has crippled their command and control, and their fleets are struggling to mount an effective defense. Aaron's brow furrowed as he studied the tactical data. They're desperate, and that makes them dangerous. Prepare our forces for a sustained counteroffensive. We need to strike while the iron is hot and shatter their will to resist. The human fleet surged forward, its advanced vessels cutting a swath through the increasingly disorganized alien forces. Aaron watched with a mix of pride and grim determination as his crews overwhelmed the enemy's defenses, their superior tactics and firepower proving to be the decisive factors. But even as the human campaign of liberation swept across the galaxy, Aaron could sense a growing unease among the alien leadership. The once dominant alliance was crumbling, and its members were beginning to turn on one another, each seeking to salvage what they could from the impending disaster. Sir, we're receiving a hail from the alien command center, one of the communications officers announced. Aaron raised an eyebrow, his curiosity piqued. Put it through. A holographic display flickered to life, revealing the haggard face of an alien admiral, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and desperation. Humans, the alien growled, you have brought ruin to our alliance. What do you hope to gain from this madness? Aaron stepped forward, his gaze unwavering. We seek only the restoration of our rightful place in the galaxy. Your kind has oppressed us for far too long, and the time has come to reclaim what is ours. The alien's expression twisted into a snarl. You will never succeed. Our forces will rally, and we will crush your pathetic attempt at rebellion. Aaron's lips curled into a humorless smile. We shall see. Your alliance is crumbling, and the galaxy will soon bear witness to the true might of humanity. The communication channel went dark, and Aaron turned to his officers, his eyes alight with determination. "Prepare the fleet for the final push," he commanded. "We will bring the alien alliance to its knees and reclaim our rightful place among the stars." As the human fleet continued its relentless advance, the once mighty alien alliance descended into chaos. Aaron watched with a mix of satisfaction and concern as the various factions within the Confederation turned on one another, each desperate to salvage what they could from the impending disaster. But even as the human forces seized control of more and more alien-held worlds, Aaron couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The alien leadership, despite their apparent desperation, seemed to be holding something back, as if they were biding their time. "Sir, we're detecting a massive mobilization of enemy forces," one of Aaron's officers reported, his voice tinged with concern. "It appears they're massing everything they have for a final desperate stand." Aaron's brow furrowed as he studied the tactical display. The alien fleets were converging on a single point, their ships numbering in the thousands, their firepower seemingly beyond comprehension. "They're making their last stand at the heart of their alliance," Aaron murmured, his eyes narrowing. "This could be our best chance to break them for good, but the risks are high." He turned to his crew, his gaze sweeping across the faces of the battle-hardened veterans who had fought alongside him for so long. "Prepare the fleet for the final assault," he commanded, his voice steady and resolute. "We've come too far to turn back now. Today, we'll show these alien invaders the true power of humanity." The human vessels surged forward, their powerful engines propelling them towards the heart of the alien stronghold. As they drew closer, the sheer scale of the enemy's forces became overwhelming, their ships blotting out the stars like a vast, impenetrable wall. Aaron gripped the edge of the holographic display, his knuckles whitening with the intensity of his grip. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and he knew that there was no room for error. "All ships, commence the attack," he roared, his voice cutting through the tense silence on the bridge. "Target their command ships and cripple their defenses." The human fleet unleashed a devastating barrage of plasma blasts and guided missiles, their advanced weaponry tearing through the alien formations with terrifying efficiency. But the enemy, driven by desperation, fought back with a ferocity that Aaron had never seen before. The battle raged on, the two fleets locked in a titanic struggle that shook the very foundations of the galaxy. Aaron watched as his ships were picked off one by one, their crews fighting with a desperate tenacity that belied their dwindling numbers. Just when it seemed that the human forces were about to be overwhelmed, a startling revelation unfolded. One of Aaron's younger officers, a brilliant strategist with a keen eye for detail, uncovered a critical vulnerability in the alien defense grid, a weakness that had eluded the enemy's notice for centuries. "Sir, we've found it," the officer exclaimed, his voice tinged with a mixture of triumph and trepidation. "If we can exploit this vulnerability, we might be able to cripple their entire defensive network." Aaron's eyes widened, a glimmer of hope flickering to life in his chest. "Do it," he commanded, his voice laced with determination. "We'll hit them with everything we've got." The human fleet surged forward, their weapons systems unleashing a devastating barrage of firepower that targeted the exposed weakness in the alien defenses. The result was catastrophic. The enemy's vaunted fortifications crumpled like sand, their ships unable to withstand the relentless onslaught. Aaron watched in awe as the alien forces were swept aside, their once formidable fleets reduced to drifting wrecks. The galaxy held its breath, transfixed by the spectacle of humanity's triumph over its oppressors. As the dust settled, Aaron could see the alien capital world in the distance, its gleaming towers and sprawling metropolises seeming to taunt him. With a resolute nod, he turned to his crew, his eyes blazing with a newfound determination. "All ships, set course for the alien capital," he commanded, his voice ringing with the weight of history. "Today we will reclaim what is rightfully ours, and the galaxy will tremble at the sight of humanity's triumphant return." As the human fleet surged towards the alien capital, Aaron could feel the collective anticipation and determination of his crew. The once despairing survivors of humanity's great civilization had been galvanized by their recent victories, their spirits soaring with the knowledge that they were on the cusp of reclaiming their rightful place in the galaxy. Aaron stood on the bridge, his gaze fixed on the rapidly approaching alien world. The gleaming towers and sprawling metropolises that had once symbolized the alien alliance's dominance now seemed to cower in the shadow of the human warships. "All ships, prepare for the final assault," Heron commanded, his voice cutting through the hushed silence on the bridge. "Today we will shatter the last vestiges of their power and forge a new future for our species." The human vessels accelerated towards the alien capital, their advanced weaponry primed and ready. Aaron watched as the alien defenses scrambled to mount a desperate counterattack, their ships unleashing a withering barrage of energy beams and missile salvos. But the human fleet, guided by Aaron's meticulously crafted strategies, deftly maneuvered through the enemy onslaught, their superior tactics and firepower proving to be the decisive factors. One by one, the alien fortifications crumbled under the relentless human assault, their once impregnable defenses rendered helpless against the sheer might of the human armada. As the battle raged on, Aaron could sense a growing desperation among the alien leadership. Their grip on the galaxy was slipping, and the realization that their long-held dominance was about to be shattered sent shockwaves through the entire Confederation. "Sir, we're detecting a surrender signal from the alien capital," one of the officers reported, his voice tinged with disbelief. "They're asking for terms of surrender." Aaron's lips curled into a triumphant smile. "Hail them," he commanded, his tone unwavering. "Let them know that humanity has reclaimed its rightful place in the galaxy and that their alliance will be dissolved, effective immediately." The human fleet swept across the alien capital, its warships casting vast shadows over the once proud city. Aaron watched as the alien leaders, their faces etched with defeat and humiliation, surrendered to the human forces, their once mighty empire crumbling before their very eyes. As the news of the human victory spread across the galaxy, the scattered colonies of humanity, long relegated to the fringes of civilization, emerged from the shadows, their inhabitants filled with a renewed sense of purpose and pride. The galaxy would never be the same, for the enduring resilience and technological prowess of the human race had been laid bare for all to see. Aaron stood on the bridge of the flagship, his gaze sweeping across the stars that stretched out before him. The weight of history was heavy on his shoulders, but he felt a sense of profound satisfaction and determination. Humanity had reclaimed its rightful place in the cosmos, and the future now lay in their hands. "Set a course for our homeworld," he commanded, his voice filled with a quiet resolve. "It's time to rebuild, to reclaim what was lost, and to forge a new era of human dominance in the galaxy." As the human fleet charted a course for the distant planet that had once been the cradle of their civilization, Aaron knew that the road ahead would be long and arduous. But with the unwavering spirit and technological prowess of his people, he was confident that they would rise to meet the challenge, and that the galaxy would tremble at the sight of humanity's triumphant return.